Hey guys, welcome back to this rebuild. My name is Nick. On this rebuild, which took way more time than I had expected for it to take, I now have my very own Mattel hoverboard from Robert Zemeckis' Back to the Future Part 2. This is probably one of the most iconic movie props of all time, and I always wanted to have one of these. These are awesome. I always wanted to have one in my possession, in my home, close to me all the time. Last year, I quit my day job and COVID hit right after that, so I suddenly had a ton of time on my hands. So I decided to take advantage of that and dive into a project like this. Now I only started with a couple of pieces of wood and some plastic for the back components, but first, let's go back to the past so I can show you how I put this together. Alright. Hey guys, it is 9 o'clock in the morning. Brisk morning for Florida right now. What I'm going to be using is a half inch board. It's basically really super smooth half-inch board. I don't know what kind of board it is, but it's really smooth. And that's the kind of what I needed for the decals to fit on the top without having too much texture underneath it. It's not plywood though, it's not plywood. Then I'm going to use a board of masonite underneath that, and I'm going to sandwich the masonite together into one big board. I'm going to glue those together. I'm going to make it a little bit longer, just so I give myself some space. So let's go to 10, just so I have extra space. Alright, so I've glued both boards to the masonite. Hopefully that works. I did find out using too much salt does not work at all. It actually makes too much space between, and I should have seen that coming. I got everything can-lamped, glued, all that good stuff. I'm gonna let the glue dry and cure overnight just to make sure everything is all good to go for when we cut it down to size. That's gonna happen tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. You'll hold that part. It looks like the wood held together pretty well, so that's really solid. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make a little bit of a template on top of the wood, and then we're gonna cut the wood to the correct shape. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Nice rounded edges on one side. Now I gotta do it on the other side now. I'm really zoomed in, aren't I? And those holes I'm just gonna fill in with wood filler later because I'm gonna be covering it up with the decal anyhow, so. Woo! Man. To be honest, this was like my first time like really truly routing too, so I'm really happy that it kind of turned out really nice. Not bad, yeah. All right, so I finished routing it. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it right now. It looks pretty solid. Look at this. Look at that smooth looking curve right there. Ooh, nice like butter. I'm gonna do a little bit of spackling. I do have some holes that kind of were made as I was routing it, which makes sense with this type of wood because it is like a particle, sort of like a real nice plywood. It's not plywood though. It's not plywood. It's so smooth. I'm going to spackle those spots. I'm gonna have to sand them back over. Then also I'm gonna kick off I'm gonna cut off the tail, the flip I'm gonna cut off the tail, so that's next. It's a lot of wood. Let's see if I got it straight. It looks pretty straight. It's not like crazy solid though. Don't think I'm gonna use this again. It's straight, but it definitely isn't as smooth of a cut as I was hoping it would be. The circular saw that I had was not able to cut through the 1.5 inch of particle board and masonite that I had. So I'm over here at my folks' house because this is where the table saw lives. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clean up the edges that I made with the circular saw at my house, and I'm going to try to recut the little 3 inches of wood at the very end of the board. I'm going to try to cut that to size, and hopefully I can get it right. So, hoping for the best right now. Okay, cool. That's such a better cut than I was doing my circular saw. Before I cut this, I routed this whole edge, and I was like, wait a second, I'm gonna have to reroute this because I'm gonna cut it down. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna butt it up to against where I need it to be, and hopefully it'll be fine, I think. I'm gonna really be mad if I mess this up. I'm gonna, that's where it would sit. I think I might cut it one more time and just see what it looks like at 15 and not 20 that I have it right now. I like that a bit more. This is gonna be tricky. How do I measure this? And it's still 3 inches, perfect. That looks fantastic. Look at that, that looks great. I'm gonna cut this board just a hair shorter, just so it's clean. It's a clean cut. I hope it's right, because if it isn't right, I really screwed myself over. I'm gonna have to do it all over again later. So, don't have to do that. Let's move this back to 0. Move the blade back to 0. It looks like it looks good, so that's always a good thing. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And I don't even have to route this side again. That's exciting. What I'm doing now is I'm going to take the kickboard and I'm going to connect it to the actual main piece of the board. No one's actually going to be standing on it specifically, so I'm not worried about the connection being like incredibly strong. I just need to be strong enough to where you can't just like easily rip it apart. I'm just going to glue it together. I got some wood glue. Wood glue to me is like incredibly strong. It's so freaking strong. So off camera, I made a little jig. I'm going to show you what that looks like. This jig is going to allow me to set the kickboard in it, and it'll be flat on top. Got some new glue! Okay. I need it to be flush on the top, because if it isn't, it's going to be hard to sand that down. So it'd be easier to sand down the bottom side versus the top side of it. Now I just don't want it to move. Alright, we are at the point where I'm ready to paint. Bullseye, pretty much all in one kind of primer, like a light gray, and I'm going to be putting on this fluorescent pink, which I've literally had absolutely no reason to buy fluorescent pink spray paint until this very moment, so very excited about this. This is super duper smooth now. It's like the opposite of what I thought it was gonna be. And now I'm gonna paint it pink. I'm only gonna paint the outside because I only need to paint the outside. The rest of it's gonna be covered up in a big stick, so no need to waste paint. So, before I mentioned that I was only going to do the outside perimeter, I kind of just painted the whole thing just because I thought it looked a little bit more uniform, and then also, the surface is a bit more smoother with this fluorescent paint on it. I kind of feel like the sticker will stick to it better if it's all the same texture. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Next is to put the decal on there, so that's going to include a sticker on this side and on this side. That's gonna be stressful, so I hope that goes well. This is correct. Now this stuff comes off real easy. Looks good. Looks good. I have no idea where my purple blow dryer went to, so I am borrowing Amber's blow dryer. It's a nice blow dryer. Lamps are also made of plastic, so this might be good or bad, I don't know. Heating up each of these ends individually, and I'm able to bend them, and then I cool them down real quick, and then they're fine. That looks great. This is perfect. That much of a bend allows for it to go along the side of the contour of it a bit better than before. Thank you, Amber, for letting us use your blow dryer. That's so nice. I'm gonna paint the other ones, and then I'll be able to paint this one also, because it's all ready to go. It's very exciting. It's good stuff. These are the two center pieces. They're red, and we're gonna paint with this stuff. It's basically the safety colors. I think this is pretty close. It got all over the place. Okay, so basically I tried to take the lid off and the whole thing just exploded on me. And that is why you wear gloves when you paint. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'm just pushing around in the wrong spot. Ah! Very light touch with this now. I think I've broken it. I'm gonna prime it, because I really should have primed it in the first place. Lesson learned. There we go. I have done this before with primer on top of 3D prints. I'm a little worried that it's gonna melt the plastic. I'm not sure if it will. I think if I keep the coats pretty light, it should be okay. I really do like the spray paint so far. It's really doing a good job as far as like good coverage. I'm gonna paint all of the small components like whoop. I'm actually gonna go up to the store real quick, grab a Lazy Susan, and I'll be right back. And we're back. And I got my turntable. Before, I painted it with this, and this kind of freaking exploded on me, so I can't really use this. Use this other stuff that I had. It's a burgundy color. I think it's pretty close to what I need, so that's what I'm gonna be using. I haven't used this one yet, so I got the fluorescent green for the foot pad. I wanted to go ahead and see if I can figure out how to set up components on the bottom and where to put them and where to put the screws in. That's what we're gonna do right now. These little screw guys, I'm gonna paint the tops of them. I am like literally an inch from the camera right now, it's insane. These bigger ones are gonna be purple. Clean hands, okay. I think I can go ahead and paint this. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna take this lid, the lid that I got from the kitchen, I'm gonna put it right on top. I'm gonna try to center as much as I can. Paint this part back. Look at that! That looks perfect. It's like becoming a thing, and I'm very excited about it because it's like a thing that I've always wanted to have in my position, like a real looking version of the thing that I've always wanted. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna go ahead and let these things dry, and then we're going to go and put it back together. We're almost there. When I 3D printed these out, it comes with a little hole at the bottom. It made me think I could possibly drill through the bottom side under where the metal plates are, or the magnet plates, and screw this sucker in so it doesn't come out. I'm trying to do as much as I can that is screwed together like mechanically instead of like gluing everything together, because I want to be able to take it apart if I have to and replace pieces if I have to. The only thing that's really glued together is the wood that I originally glued together in the beginning. Fits right in there. I got 10 more minutes left today. I have to figure out a way to get the screw to go into that hole. So I'm gonna put a nail into that screw backwards and then stick it in the hole. That's my plan. Right in there. Oh, perfect. So now what's happening? So I just push down a little bit. The nail should apply some pressure. Yep, there we go. And I got a little hole. I got a hole right there. That's going to be my screw hole that I'm going to screw it from the bottom. And then that will be underneath that metal pad, or the silver pad, magnet pad. Too long, it went through. So it went through the top of the foot pad, which sucks, but I can fix that, that's fine. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm going to put the felt piece onto this guy. Now, before I did accidentally drill through the foot plate by accident, but that's okay, because I'm going to be covering it up with this anyway, and you'll be able to see the little indentation there. Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Omelette du fromage. That's the only amount of French that I learned from that show. Remember, if you're going to be doing this, do this in a well-ventilated area. All my windows are open right now. It's a thing! Okay, what I want to do is a quick little test. This felt is really nice, and I like it, and I like how it looks, but it's a little thin. So I'm gonna take 2 pieces, I'm gonna glue them together with some spray adhesive. I really like the spray adhesive. I got it at the hobby store. It was like $8. It is a high tack. It's a lot of tackiness there. It's doing a great job on gluing this together though. I'm really liking it. Alright, test successful. From the reference images, the strap is about this much. I think it's about this much. This looks pretty good. It's a little stiffer too. That's nice. Okay. I would like to add some Velcro to this. I think that would be really great. If I could get some Velcro, then it would look more like it's an adjustable piece versus just one piece for anybody. I'm gonna cut this in 2. I need Velcro though. I need some Velcro to be able to Velcro it together. I like what this looks like so far though. Real. If anything, what I can do is I can just get another piece of this, cut this to the length that I need it to be, and then Velcro it on there. Okay, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna get some Velcro. I got this, like, really fluffy felt, which looks really great, but it's so thin and it's white and I can't paint it without it really looking super weird. I'm gonna stick with the original felt that I had in the beginning anyway, because it may not be as fluffy. I'm gonna stick with this stuff because it's the right color, and if in the future I can always change it if I want to, because I made it so I can take it apart. I'm gonna cut these to the correct size, put some Velcro. I figured out I can use Velcro to kind of like overlap it so it's more or less it fits correctly. Alright, so just in case the camera just shut off or something, I've glued this piece to the green pad and I put BBs on top of it to weigh it down. The glue didn't work at all. It came right off, right after, even with some weight on it and everything. So, I know sometimes it goes right in there, and somehow it holds in there. I think it might be something where, well, this seems to be holding pretty well. Maybe I can use the adhesive. It worked with the green pad to the platform, so maybe this will work too. If not, I can always put some really tiny screws into it. Load it up. Let's see if that works. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot. It is very exciting. I now have my very own hoverboard from Back to the Future. It's super awesome. There are a few things that I want to change and maybe tweak about this board that I have. I want to insert the hole at the top here so I can insert a post, because originally it was a scooter. I also want to change out the foot pad and straps possibly for a different texture, more furry probably. And maybe I might do a video about how to insert magnets in this to possibly make it float on a platform. That would be really cool. The very next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a box to contain a case to contain the hoverboard because I need some place to put this. I need to be able to store it safely so it doesn't get damaged. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It really does mean a whole lot. And I'll see you guys real soon in the next video.